Okay my friends, so this is HDR video at night. This is using adaptive framing, so it adjusts the frame rate according to the light that the phone detects. Is this something you would use? Comment it down below. Personally, I've never really liked HDR video. It always felt too saturated for me, I never used it in my everyday recording for those important memories. However, if you could get it to work, it works really well, especially for nighttime videos. But this is down to personal preference. Stabilization from the preview seems okay, especially for a dark environment. But as soon as we go into a high lit environment, you can see that that woman's face over there seems orange. Her face is not orange, it's black. The light seems overexposed, but when you do tap on it, it does expose it. But yeah, again, as I said, it's just too saturated for me. Sometimes at times too, I do notice like that there, it seems overexposed, and I don't know. It just looks odd, like something I've never seen before, and I don't know how to describe it. Maybe you can see what I mean. Like, that's not purple. I'm just seeing like the grass is not actually that green. That's HDR video for you. Okay, now when it comes to going into somewhere completely dark where the light drops substantially, that's when you start to see the video fall apart completely, as the phone tries to compensate the low light with a lower frame rate. And sometimes it helps, but sometimes it can backfire, as everything just looks like a smudge, a blur. Turning the torch on can help, not by much though. Yet again, these phones like these just not good for like in the night recording. So if you're typically recording at night, I don't recommend you recording with a phone camera. Try go with something with a bigger sensor that can allow in more light, or just don't record at night time at all. Though I do have to praise, it does have a high dynamic range. You can see further away, you can see so much better compared to a standard dynamic range video. It's just only if they didn't up the saturation, this would be really good. So now we're moving on to macro shots with HDR feature, and you can see, look, that is green. To my eyes, that doesn't look as green, and I'm not that orange, but I mean, each their own. Now we're going to switch to the ultra wide, and the ultra wide falls apart very quickly. Barely any light is getting into the sensor, and the phone's trying to compensate by lowering the frame rate. And just no, this is something you wouldn't use if you was typically recording at night. With this HDR feature, you would rather use the main camera, which allows in more light, and you can actually get a substantially better picture. When we go into the 3x, you could, yes, you know what, it's manageable. You can still see it deteriorate as the phone trying to compensate by lowering the frame rate. But if you keep it still, it's decent, on par with the main sensor. However, when we go up to 10x, it seems more noisy, so you can see more noise in the scene, and the phone throwing on more denoising, making the image look more soft. And she doesn't need to look that orange. I mean, when you zoom into 20x, it does look slightly better. So this is the HDR feature on the S22 Ultra at night. What is your opinion? Would you be using this feature at night or during the day? And my only takeaway for this video is, if you do decide to use this feature, I recommend you using it during the day, where there's more light entering the sensor, and make your judgments from there. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Peace.